Hey everybody, Frank Kern here, and welcome to this part of this month's Get Money Now video series. And man, I'm so stoked to be sharing this with you. I absolutely cannot believe how well this experiment worked. And I'm talking to you about Facebook Messenger ads. And I'm recording this video for you in an apartment in Paris at the Ritz hotel, which is a pretty sweet place to be recording it. And I've waited until the last possible minute to record this for you so I could get as much time and data as possible to really let all the numbers kind of shake out and make sure this wasn't a fluke. And it appears not to have been a fluke, which is fantastic, which means it is now part of the arsenal. So I want to show you exactly how to set up Facebook Messenger ads in this series and what we did and what's working very well for us. And I think you'll be very happy to see how simple this process is. So here's the deal with Facebook Messenger ads. First of all, there are two types. Type number one is you can run ads and people see them in their Messenger account. So that's almost like paying Facebook to send somebody a message from you, to a subscriber on your behalf or something. I haven't tested that, which we may test next, of course. It's probably kind of a smart thing to do, but we have not tested that yet. Instead, we've tested the other type, which is where you run ads on the Facebooks, and people opt in to get a lead magnet, and instead of going to an email page where they enter their email address, they go to this special, very horrible looking web page, and they basically click a button to message you, to send you a message and request the free stuff. And when they do that, now they're on your Facebook Messenger list, which is sort of the equivalent of opting in. It's just, instead of their email, it's their Facebook Messenger account, which doesn't really sound that exciting until you realize that there are over 1 billion people with Facebook Messenger installed, and they pay more attention to it than email. I'll show you the numbers to back that up here in a minute. So the process looks like this. They see an ad for your free stuff, and then they click on it, and that takes them to a special opt-in page, which is pretty much like any other. The only difference is they're opting in through Facebook Messenger. So they click a button, and the little Messenger window appears, and it's kind of pre-filled out and everything. It's pretty simple. I'll show you in a minute. And then now they're kind of through technology and magic and voodoo, they're now subscribed to your Messenger account. So what's really cool about this is when they opt in to your Messenger account, you can use really cheap software. It's called ManyChat. I'll show it to you in a minute. You can use that to follow up with them just like you would with email. So you can actually make an autoresponder series, but it's through Facebook Messenger. So now they're getting autoresponders from you on their phone through Facebook Messenger, and it makes the little noise go off and all this kind of crazy stuff. So they're very, very responsive. These people are typically way more responsive than an email list, which is really neat. And I'll show you the numbers here in a minute, but in general, the open and click rates are insanely high, like multiples of what you see with email, which is super, super cool. And generally speaking, and this is from my experience, so I know I'm grossly generalizing here based on limited experience, but from what we found, it's cheaper to get someone to opt in via Facebook Messenger than it is to get them to go to an actual landing page and enter their email address. So you're in this situation where you have a more responsive lead for less money, which is kind of unheard of. You know what I mean? It's sort of a holy grail. So we need to get on this quick before everybody and their brother figures it out. And the ultimate scheme that we have tested that's really worked is this. You get them to opt in for a lead magnet via Messenger. So again, it's just like email, except for it's using Facebook Messenger. So, free report reveals how to whatever. Click here, and they just opt in through Messenger. I'll show you in a minute. All right. And then using this software that I'll walk you through in a minute, it's called ManyChat. Using ManyChat, you create this conversational follow-up sequence that ends up, the ultimate goal of that is to get them to go to a web page and opt in for real. In our case, we like to send them to an automated webinar page. And occasionally, you can send the entire list broadcast messages to content or opt-in pages if you want to as well. We don't send as many broadcasts as we should probably because we're still kind of figuring this out, but we went really, really deep on the autoresponder. So I'll show you how we did it. It's very simple. The whole thing is really very, very simple to set up, and it's really cool. So that is the ultimate scheme. So for us, I got these little boxes kind of backwards. They see an ad for the free book. They click that ad, they end up on our special opt-in page that's designed to capture Facebook Messenger leads instead of an email. Our autoresponder sequence sends them something called sorting questions. I'll show you what those are in a minute. Very, very simple. And from there, depending on their answers, we offer them a free webinar. And that's it. That's the whole thing. And when they sign up for the free webinar, now they're legitimately opting in with their actual email address. So it's kind of like we get them on one list and then we move them from one list to another. So we move them off of Facebook Messenger onto email for super responsiveness. So here are the numbers from this. And this is why I've waited until the last possible minute to make this video series for you, because I really wanted to get as much as we could. We officially began this experiment using paid media on the 21st of January. So I wanted to wait as long as I could to get as close to a full month of data for you as I possibly could. So here's the deal. We spent $6,019.52 on really just a god-awful looking ad that I wrote in a huge hurry. As usual, I tend to write everything in a big hurry for some reason. So that's how much we spent. We got 3,996 people opting in through Messenger. That number will probably look different in a minute when I show you my ManyChat account because the ad is still running, so it might be bigger, or maybe we've had some unsubscribes. We'll see in a minute. But that's how many people opted in on my little god-awful looking opt-in page that I'll show you in a minute. So that's pretty good right there. Now, here's what's really cool is because we had that autoresponder sequence set up and everything, and because the goal of that sequence was to get them to go to a webinar, I ended up getting 1,130 of those people to register for a webinar. And if you do the math there, that means I spent $5.32 per registrant on average, which is cheaper than if I were running ads directly to a webinar opt-in page. So isn't that crazy? So they're going around all of these multiple steps to end up registering for the webinar, but it's cheaper for me to get them this way than it is just to go straight for the webinar. I don't know why that is. I'd love to come up with some smart answer for you, but I don't know, and don't really care because just better is better no matter what, right? So I'm going to keep on doing it. So we had that many people end up registering for a webinar. These are automated webinars. I did do one live webinar for these people right at first just to sort of test it and see what would happen, and that was pretty cool. From all of this, I got 6 sales at $1,860 from the webinar, so that's $11,160 in revenue from the stuff I was selling on the webinar, which is my client acquisition system. So you'll see the whole campaign in a minute, so you'll see why I chose that particular webinar. And I also, and this is really important, I also got 20 new Inner Circle members from the post-webinar follow-up, which yields $7,940 a month in recurring revenue. And that's really what I care about. All right, so even if we looked at just those numbers, just the 20 new members, I'm already in the black. I spent $6,000 and I got $7,940 already, and that's monthly. But of course, we also had the webinar funnel do its magic, and I got another $11,000 from that. So I'll take it, right? I mean, let's look at the net cash collected in 30 days between the new members and the webinar sales was $19,100. So if you subtract that $6,019.52 in ad spend, that means my net profit after ad spend is $13,080.48, which is just crazy good profit, especially considering that I'm also going to be receiving $7,940 a month because of these new members. So that's really good. I would consider this campaign to be a stellar success, and we're going to be, of course, spending more money on it and growing it even further in the months to come. And of course, I'll show you all the stuff that we're doing and what's working and what's not working, etc. So this is kind of the big picture, all right, of what this campaign yielded. So what I want to do now, and I think I'll just go ahead and do it in this video so you don't have to switch up videos, is I just want to walk you through everything and show you all the actual assets, and then I'll show you how to set up everything. All right, so let's go. Right, so here we are inside of my Facebook ads account, and this is what the ad looks like. And this, I mean, I just threw this thing together in an afternoon. As a matter of fact, I'm including my conversation about this whole project that happened before we implemented the project. I recorded my conversation with Molly from Digital Marketer and with Keith and Ralph and Jenny, who run our Facebook media, so you could sort of get a behind-the-scenes view of how all of these campaigns go from scheme to reality. So during that conversation, if you listen in on it, you'll hear that I'm in a bit of a hurry. So I made this very, very quickly. And as you can see, it's really, rather bad. I mean, it's just a picture of a book here. The book is called The Freedom Multiplier. It's actually a very good book. Very proud of it. I've never sold it. I need to. And it says, "Attention consultants and coaches, would you like to get a copy of my newest book for free? It's unreleased. I'd love your feedback before I start promoting it. You can get a pre-release copy PDF download by sending me a message here." And if they were to click this right here, I'm in preview mode, so it won't let me. Or if they were to click this, they would go to this page. You see, this is the actual URL right here. So for whatever reason, the preview won't let me show you that, but this version of it will over here on this side of the page. So the ad is nothing, right? I mean, it's just awful. But it's working pretty good. What's really good about this is, we could get better results if I had written some better ad copy, which I probably will, but I was just in a hurry, and then I became a little bit ill, and then I was doing some traveling, so yada, yada, yada. Excuses being what they are, absolutely worthless. But them's the facts, right? So that's the ad. Nothing to it, right? Totally nothing to it. Here's where things begin to get a little bit interesting. This is a tool called ManyChat. And this is the one that automates all of the messenger stuff. So you need something like ManyChat. If you don't use ManyChat itself, you need a tool like this to actually handle the creation of these opt-in pages, etc. So ManyChat calls it a widget, and this is the thing. This is the opt-in page, and let's just see if I can pull this sucker up here. This is what it looks like right here. In fact, let's see if it'll let me preview it. Come on, let me preview it. Come on, man, I'm on camera. ManyChat. No. Well, I guess, this is the preview. Okay, so this is what it looks like on a mobile phone. This is the opt-in page, right? And this is what it looks like on desktop. It's just bigger, that's all, so nothing too crazy. In fact, here, there you go. This is the full-sized version of it. So as you can see, it's just like the dumbest looking opt-in page ever. And this doesn't mean that ManyChat makes stupid opt-in pages. This means Frank was in a hurry and didn't have time to make it pretty. Then he just put something up, and he likes talking about himself in the third person for whatever reason today. Okay, so this is the opt-in page. So they saw this ad, all right, which is not particularly good. They clicked on it, and this is where they went to. Okay, so this is what it looks like on desktop. And if they saw it on their phone, it would look like this. So you can kind of see over here. It's like a little iPhone thing. So when someone clicks this Send to Messenger button right here, what it does is it opens up their Facebook Messenger, and it causes them to send me a message. It says something along the lines of, "Hey, give me the book." And when that happens, then the automation kicks in. Then they're added to a sequence. All right, so what I want to do is I'll end this video here for the sake of just not having two giant videos. In the next video, what I'll do for you is I'll walk you through how to create a sequence, and then I'll walk you through how to create one of these little opt-in pages so you can start running these. And man, I'm telling you, this is some simple stuff, like holy crap level simple. But boy, is it ever working. Okay, so we'll end this video here, and I'll see you in the next one where we'll do some techie stuff, but not the uncool techie stuff. Easy techie stuff. All right? Okay, I'll see you in a sec.